There you are. Okay, so trying to do two of these at the same time. This is going to be interesting. But we're here. Hello. Hello. I'm going to wait for a few of you to come on before I say anything of deep significance. Oh, hi. Who is that? Rose. I need my reading glasses now. See? They make it so little. This is my first attempt at YouTube Live and Facebook Live at the same time. And hi, how are you? Oh, a lot of people coming on. That's great. Um, I just thought I'd come on and say hi and just tell you that I love you and thank you for following me. Thank you for subscribing. And I'm all, oh, Chicago. How's the weather right now? Is it warming up yet? I'm ready for a Chicago trip. I need a trip to Portillo's for that chocolate cake. They have the best ribs there too. Do you ever eat the ribs, Michelle? Okay, you can give advice for a break of 10 years. Oh, you were with somebody for 10 years and you've broken up. Oh, well,
Facebook is here as well.
oh yeah. Well, let me try to put these together so that I'm looking at the same thing at the same time. A breakup of 10 years is difficult. They say that it actually takes a year for every 2 years that you've been together to get over it. But I don't believe that it really has to take that long. I think that you've got to take the time, though, to be realistic about how you're feeling. I actually wrote a book called Release the Pain, Embrace the Joy. And I take you step by step through recovery. You can probably find a copy of it on Amazon. And The Real Deal on Overcoming Heartache is another one that I wrote concerning dealing with breakup and disappointments and when you feel let down in life. So it's very important for you to acknowledge how you feel. Go ahead, have that cry. It's amazing to me how, especially in Christendom, we're told not to really acknowledge the feeling. The feeling isn't real. You should have enough faith to get past it. But no, there are moments when we grieve, and God allows us to grieve. So it's very important to really acknowledge how you feel, embrace the feeling for a while. And I don't know about you, but do you journal? Do you take time to just really map out your thoughts and really write out how you feel about things and why you feel that way? Sometimes when you put it down on paper, it makes you clarify some things. Because if it didn't work, there was a deep reason for why it didn't work. And let me just encourage you to just know that never see man's rejection as just rejection. See it as God's protection of Him releasing you from something that you didn't even see. So, in the middle of it, be thankful, praise God, but then deal with your feelings and make a date for recovery. Because some people they get acquainted with pain and they like how pain feels and it feels good. And so they just stay in that place. But don't allow yourself to drown in your feelings. Oh, there's a lot of comments there and I haven't seen them. Extreme weather, let me see. Okay. Somebody really does love Portillo's. So yeah, Key, check out those books for recovery. I think that would really help you. Release the Pain, Embrace the Joy, and The Real Deal on Overcoming Heartache. You can probably find them on Amazon, okay? And feel better. This too shall pass. I know that sounds trite about now, but you will. You will get better. All is well. You're still standing, right? Hey, let me see. Oh, there's Henson. Let me see who's here on Facebook. I'm trying to see. I love you back. Let me see here. So many people.
Let me read it for you.
Read the names for me, please.
Joanne Monteiro. Loving You, my favorite.
Oh, thank you.
Catherine Davis, I love your books. Samuel Gift, you're my role model.
Okay.
Joanne Monteiro again. I watch you every day on something.
Oh, great.
Yeah, the one I go to from Toronto.
Oh, wow.
I love your books. I have most of them.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. I'm working on a new book now, so pray for me that I sign with the right publisher and get it out there for you. So many things in the fire right now. I'm working on a movie. Let me see what else takes. I can't even remember. Books. Relevance has new music. Right now, we're writing new praise and worship music because we're going to be doing a live praise and worship concert soon. So we'll be letting you know about that. And we'll be doing another Facebook and YouTube live in the house pretty soon. We
Yeah.
promised you that we would do them every quarter, so it's almost that time again. What's on your heart? I'd love to know. I'd love for you to
One question here.
subscribe and let me know what's on your heart so that I can address your issues, because I do take the time to record things regularly so that I can answer your questions, because that's what it's all about. We are here to help you, to heal you, to help empower you to be your best. You said you have a question on your DM?
On
Oh, low power mode.
on
Okay.
your DM.
Oh, in my DM. Okay.
So you know the video we posted the other day about being single, and so this is a question from a person. And then with reference to your video, you kept mentioning work, and you said most women are not ready to do what it takes to be in a good relationship. What work were you referring to? And then you made mention of how women have bought the lie of the devil of pursuing their dreams and being all they want to be. My question here is, are we supposed to focus on marriage and ignore God's purpose for our lives as women? Are we supposed to forsake ministry simply because we want to get married? Are we supposed to ignore our dreams as women because we don't want to be alone?
Okay, let's take it one by one.
The
So
first
what's the
one
first
is saying,
part?
what work are you talking about when you're talking about being in a good relationship?
Oh, I always, just encourage people to do the work on themselves so that they'll be whole and ready for the relationship that they want.
Yeah, but she's asking, what is the work?
I know. I just was preambling in case they didn't hear you.
Sorry.
And I think the work starts with your heart work,
You have to charge the phone.
your head work. Okay. Ooh,
Move this way.
I'm gonna have to move this way to charge the phone. Oh. You see, this is what happens when you're short waisted. When you fall down in the chair, it is the most hilarious thing when I sit down.
Okay.
When I used to tape Aspiring Women with my other two co-hosts, they always used to say, "Sit up, Michelle," and I would say, "I am sitting. I can't get up and hold the phones at the same time." This is crazy. Okay, see how much fun we're having? Whoa! Yep, I was way down there. Okay, I was way down there. That's like, how low can you go, Michelle? Kind of a thing. Anyway, okay. So, this is a very short cord. Okay. Okay, I had to charge up the phone because we were getting ready to lose you. But okay, so when we talk about the work that needs to happen, we're talking about our heart work. Are we whole? Or are we a broken person that will attract another broken person and just have another broken relationship? I believe that a lot of times we kind of fall into the mode of thinking the best way to get over one person is to get another person. And that's not true, because then you're dragging all the issues of that past relationship into the new relationship. And that's not fair to the new person. They shouldn't pay the price for what happened in your last relationship. So it's always important to resolve all outstanding issues. Why that relationship didn't work, what part did you play in it? Because it takes two to tango. And so there's always something, and it could be as simple as what you didn't do. It's not that you're always doing something. It could be what you didn't say. It's not always that you said the wrong thing. So sometimes the didn'ts could be you didn't recognize that person wasn't right. That you didn't recognize that they didn't fit the criteria that you were really looking for, or that you jumped on a relationship that was cute because the guy or the woman was paying attention, but did you go down the list of what your other needs were in a partner, in a friend, in your lifelong mate? So there are lots of things that we need to check off the list of to why the last relationship didn't work. And then once we get past that, how am I going to heal myself? God is the great healer and comforter, but you've got to work in partnership with him. You've got to agree with God about some things, about yourself, about the relationship, what happened, what didn't happen. Hello. Okay, I'm seeing some more comments now. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. So it's very important, like I said, to do the heart work, do the head work. Sometimes a relationship leaves you devastated and leaves you believing that you're not worthy of love, that you're not lovable, that you're not attractive. A lot of stuff goes on in the mind that can turn into self-fulfilling prophecy if we don't straighten that out. So make sure that your mind is in the right place, that your heart is in the right place, and that you are ready and open for the next try at love. You know, sometimes well, Dr. Henry Cloud said it's in the numbers. That doesn't sound really like a lot of fun. I mean, I don't want to fall in love a bunch of times and get my heart broke each time, but I think that when we learn from our past relationships, we make better choices moving forward. So I think the head work and the heart work, so that you're in a good place about relationships, is important.
Okay.
And then the second part of the
question is, are we supposed to focus on marriage and ignore God's purpose for our lives as women? Are we supposed to forsake
the one? Is that one question?
It's one question. She's just asking like different questions. She's
Okay, so say that again.
She's basically saying, do we give up our lives because we're supposed to be married? Because in the video, Andrea asked you that women now have, like in the old days, women took care of their kids, they were married and all that, but today it has changed. Women are focused on working or whatever. And then you made a comment that we've bought into the lie of the enemy of all of this stuff. So she's asking now that, are we supposed to give up our lives because we want to be married?
I don't think so. I don't think that it's an exclusive issue if you have a life or if you're married. I think that when you're a healthy person, that you make significant choices at the right seasons in your life. Some people wait until they've got their career settled, and then that kind of makes it a little harder to find a mate, because the best time to find a mate is really during your school years and early years, when you're in community, where you are more open to meeting more people. Once you leave school, it becomes harder to meet people. Thus, the birth of all of these online services, because somebody figured out that people aren't getting out and about and meeting people the way they used to. So they came up with a way for people to connect online and then move on from there. But the older you get, the more settled you get in your ways, that's for sure. And it becomes harder to meld with someone else because there's a whole lot more dying that has to go on. Whereas in your formulative years, you're forming together. You're coming together and growing together. And I got to tell you that the relationships I know that really, really work are at two ends of the spectrum. One is they were childhood sweethearts and they fell in love early in life and they've been together forever and ever. Oh man, and they finish each other's sentences and they look alike. Because they grew together and they built their life together. That's the one camp of really great marriages that I know. And the other camp is those who met later in life, who had figured out what they wanted, had done most stuff, and now we're in a different season of their life where they could really enjoy someone else and be open to sharing their life with someone else, because they had made peace with a lot of different seasons and desires that they had already fulfilled in life, and now they were ready to move into another season and enjoy it with someone. So those are the two extremes. So do you have to give up everything to be married? No. I think that there's a balance there. I think the most important thing to do is to be sensitive to God's timing for when it's right for you to enter into marriage. And that doesn't mean you've got to wait till your career is intact or finish this or finish that. It's simply when God decides that you'll serve him better with someone, whatever that is. And I'm not saying everyone is called into ministry, but everybody's life is a ministry no matter where they are. So when God wants you to be more effective and feels that a partner is needed to accomplish that, then he places that person in your life. Until then, enjoy life, be fulfilled, do all that you can do, take advantage of the free time, take advantage of the me time, take advantage of all the money and space that you have, because later you'll have to share it all and you'll have to make mutual decisions. And right now, you pretty much get to make those on your own, you and Jesus. You know what I mean?
Okay, next question. Hey, Miss Michelle, I'm blessed to have read lots of your books. It made me to be strong and lady. like and be a ladylike woman, and it has also made me more closer and have faith in God. Ma'am, I have an issue bothering me. I'm 28 years of age and I'll be 29 in June. I got a great guy in my life presently. We both started dating recently and we both love each other greatly and we always pray together every morning. Ma'am, the challenge here is that he wants sex, but I'm a virgin.
She can't even say the word. Lord Jesus, the woman is a virgin, okay? She's 29. She's met this wonderful guy, and they pray together every morning, but he's harassing her for sex. That kind of doesn't go together, but okay. Go on.
And I made a promise since I was a little girl that I would keep my virginity.
And she needs to keep that promise. Lord Jesus.
But I love him so much, and he doesn't pressurize me often. I'm just confused.
Okay, there should never be confusion. Just because the person is nice in your life and you finally met the person you think you're going to spend the rest of your life with, kisses are not promises, neither is sex. So there's a reason that God says wait until you're in covenant relationship and you're married, because he doesn't want you getting into a false sense of relationship. When we talk about making love, no one can make love. Either love happens and love leads to covenant. And when someone really loves you, they want to keep you honest before God. I've said that a lot of times. It's interesting because the man is really responsible for covering you and washing you with the word. If we look at the word and it's talking about the example of Christ being the bridegroom and the church being the bride, that guy is supposed to love you like Christ loves the church and lays down his life for it, which means he lays down his flesh and his desires too, because he loves you so much. He feels that you're worth the wait. And he also wants to keep you sanctified and holy before God because he loves you, and he's supposed to be presenting you faultless to the Lord. So that's a lot of pressure on a man, and so the women shouldn't make it hard for them. But the bottom line is a real test of a person's love for you is before God at the end of the day. Or are they selfish and they want to fulfill their desires, even if that means that causes trouble between you and God. That's a new way to put it, but think about it that way. And then also think about the fact that Jesus is not leaving the room if you decide to enter into fornication. We don't say that word enough these days, but it still is what it is. It is fornication, and it is a sin before God. We have moments where we fall, but if we stay there and continually practice that and start to feel it's all right and everybody's doing it, that's unacceptable as a child of God. So it's very, very important to have your priorities in order. God first, that man or that woman second, because let's face it, God was there before they came into your life, and he'll still be there after they leave your life if it comes to that. And like I said, sex, do you love me? Do you love me enough to help me stay holy? Do you love me enough to present me faultless to God? That should be our goal when we love someone. We want to present them faultless.
Hi, Michelle. Not super savvy on social media. I have a ton of your books, and the first one I read about 15 years ago was If Men Are Like Bosses. One of the best books I've ever read to date.
Oh, wow.
About a year ago, I bought a ton. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. I have a man who's asking me to launch, but he's not safe. I'm very conflicted as I don't want to send signals, and there is no, in capital letter, possibility of anything more. One, he's not saved, and two, even if he was, I just wouldn't see him in that light. I'm not sure how to handle this. Any wisdom you can provide would be appreciated. Thank you for all you do.
Okay, so in case you couldn't hear the question, this one is Syncor Network and it's recording. So I don't know what's happening there.
So it's recording, so keep going.
Okay. Anyway,
If it's Syncor Network, then this is Sport Network as well, because this is hotspot into this. But go on.
oh, okay. At any rate, she was saying that the young lady was saying that she had met this guy who invited her out. She wasn't really interested in him. He wasn't a believer. She is a believer, and she didn't know what she should do. Well, here's my take on all of that. She said she wasn't interested in the guy, but that might be for just now, because usually it usually starts off that way. But at any rate, I mean, if he's inviting her out to lunch, then he's obviously interested in her. But she says he's not a believer, and I am in the camp of it's great to have a lot of male friends, and if you can keep your composure and keep your heart, it doesn't hurt to have male friends. You get to control and master that relationship if you're not interested. However, you could get sucked in, because I don't know where you are in the realm of your heart condition or how vulnerable you are to a man's attention, but that's something that really draws on a woman's heart. Even if she's not interested and that guy persists and seems nice, it's easy to fall into enjoying that attention, and then the heart shifts. So being honest with yourself, because it is just as easy to fall in love with an unbeliever as it is to fall in love with a believer. As a matter of fact, sometimes it might be easier to fall in love with an unbeliever because they're kind of interesting, and sometimes church guys are like, well, a little too careful and make you feel like you're bored. So unless they got some swag, some church men have some swag, but they're usually being very careful because they want to honor you. So the bottom line is, where is your heart condition? Be honest with yourself about if you're vulnerable to a man's attention before you start that whole exercise. And otherwise, go ahead and have lunch. It's just lunch. Okay? So listen, let me tell you something. You can send me any questions that you have on askme@michellehammond.com. And I will do segments that I will post with the answer to your question. So make sure that you know, okay, wait a minute. I just saw one. After 15 years of Jai. I can't read. It's so small. Okay, 15 years of marriage. Well, God bless you. I'm glad I've been able to bless you. It's someone giving a comment about all the books that she's bought. So anyway, I just wanted to come on and say hi. Solicit your prayers for all the projects that I'm working on, things that I'll be releasing to you soon. Make sure you visit my website. There are some things on there. There's a book club. There's some Diva courses. If you're into taking a coaching format class, there's some workshops on there for you. And I'm going to be doing some stuff on how to write as well, because I get a lot of questions about how to write books. So I'm going to be working on a writer's workbook workshop for you, as well as if you're ever interested in joining me here in Ghana, there is a package on there where you can come and spend a week and have a retreat with me right here in Ghana, West Africa. And this is the year of the return. So it's a great year to come and visit, celebrating the 400-year passage of the slave trade coming to an end. And it's an invitation. You're now free to return home. The door of no return is there, but you can return. And that's a beautiful thing. Come and see the country, see your people. It's great. I've been living here now for 8 years, and not a day goes by that I'm not in a state of wonder. I'm still taking pictures when I go places, and I've been living here for 8 years. There's always something amazing to see. It's a beautiful country. The people are lovely, and you would just be amazed at all the ways that the stereotypes that you've heard of Africa will be broken, because it's a land that's wealthy. Yes, we have poor people here, but nobody's living in trees, and we've got amazing homes and amazing cars and just beautiful things for you to see. And bring your money to shop, baby, because the clothing and the jewelry and the art is off the charts. So make sure that you, hi Gretchen, how are you? Let me see, Viva Arnold, hi, how are you? Let me see who's coming watching over here. Marcia, Deborah, Dina, Gretchen, how are you? Oh, it's fuzzy. So we're getting bad internet. Is that, what does it mean when a man thinks about you romantically, but is back and forth about you? It means, Tina, that they have something else going on and they're hedging their bets and seeing which one wins. So remove yourself from the equation and allow that person to make up their mind independent of using you in the middle of it. Because whenever a guy is indecisive, it means he's got other business going on and he's entertaining something else someplace else, but he's still trying to decide between the two and sampling both. So don't allow yourself to be in the equation of that. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, but please send me all your questions at askme@michellehammond.com, and I'll talk with you again soon. Peace out. That's Miss Tega. It's froze.
Oh, this video was on ended.
Finish.
That was good. And people tune in.
Oh, good. Cool beans.
Now it's time so we can save.
Yeah.
Bishop, please come and put the.
Why don't you change the password? This would.
It shouldn't be the same for here.
Oh, that's true.
It shouldn't be the same. So that's what I'm doing.
Why don't you put watching? Oh, let me see. Password. Let's make it watching you.
No.
Make the password.
No. You don't understand. It's a security thing. It should. See, this password is a little details. It's a little confusing. That's why I did it like that. For security account details, you can make it weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
People
it's
tune
like
into YouTube. Wow. Please come and put it inside
It's
because.
so helpful.
I thought you were going to bring the Vodafone one, which is